For a while now, my wife had wanted to see the Freakier Friday movie, and I had pushed it off. Not necessarily because I didn't want to see it, which I heard some meh reviews about it, but more because life got busy, and to fork over a bunch of money to see a meh movie is not really justified in this economy. The opportunity did come, and I did hesitate at first, but I love the movies, and I love turning my brain off sometimes, so I did it. I went and saw the new Freakier Friday movie, and you know what? It wasn't that bad. As I was walking out with my wife, I turned to her and said something. I actually think this one might be better than the first.
No way, baby. No way.
Like hesitating to go to the movie, I hesitated to make this video. It had been forever since I watched Freakier Friday, but I truly was curious if my bold assessment that it's better than the first was actually true. So I pulled up my Disney Plus account, only to find out that I didn't have access to it, but eventually, through ways, I was able to watch the original again. So now the question emerges again, is Freakier Friday better than the original? Oh geez, you're actually expecting an answer. Okay, fine. The answer?
We are waiting!
Yes, it's better. But how? The plot of both movies is practically the same. The mother, Jamie Lee Curtis in the first film and Lindsay Lohan in the second film, are getting married. Switches happen, and the main plot thread is trying to restore everyone back to their own body. The main plot is the same, but the side plots in the movie change, and Freakier Friday does it for the better. Yes, Lindsay Lohan's character, Anna, doesn't like that her mother is getting married, but the vocalization of this frustration isn't at the front of the movie like it is in Freakier Friday. Maybe that's to do with where they start in the film. In Freakier Friday, we don't start with Anna getting married, but we see her meet Eric, her future husband, who's played by Manny Jacinto, in a meeting with the principal after their two daughters, Harper and Lily, cause an accident in their science class. The meeting itself isn't what makes it better, but it's the additional montage that shows their relationship blossom that provides us way more context than what we had with Tess Coleman, Anna's mother, and Ryan, Tess' fiancés in the first movie. By doing this, it makes it clear what the side plot is for the two future stepsisters in the movie. Their goal is to break up their parents. Anna doesn't really do that in the original movie, which I don't think is a bad thing, but it does make the side plot less cohesive. In addition, Harper and Lily have the additional angst that their parents, Anna and Eric, want to move back to London. That additional tension, though weak at times, adds an extra layer to the plot. Again, in the first movie, we don't see that. The tension in the first film stems from the two girls unable to control their urges to be themselves. Anna shows this in her mom's book interview, while Tess shows this in her conversation with Anna's friends and Stacy in the test scene. As for the mini plots, they're practically the same. Anna and Tess in Harper and Lily's body enjoy going on a food frenzy, which is highlighted way more than in the original. Harper and Lily in Anna and Tess's body take advantage of their older age with what they wear, what they spend money on, and what they do with little fear about the consequences of their actions. Once again, that is played out with Anna and Tess's body, but I think having the additional person to justify your actions and banter off of adds way more context to all of the scenes compared to the original one. There is also a storyline that I absolutely dread in the original that is rehashed in the sequel, but not as frequent and not as obnoxious. Jake. People can hate me, but I hate Jake's character. I like the idea of Jake in both of the movies, the potential boyfriend in the first movie and the potential cheater, lover in the second, but that's as far as I enjoy the character. In the first movie, he is just annoying. The way he shows up everywhere just to have this potential conflict could be witty, but you would think after getting the boot the first time, he would have learned his lesson.
Go away!
Instead, he shows up at the house and the rehearsal dinner and continues to flash googly eyes at Anna and Tess's body. In the sequel, he's not as bad. There's a little banter that seemed forced between him and Tess, but since Lily probably doesn't have a ton of context, it's not as awkward and not as annoying. Even him showing up at the rehearsal dinner in Freakier Friday makes more sense than the original. He's there because he was invited, and us knowing he's going to be there adds more to the build-up. So for round 1, Freakier Friday beats the original in plot. But what about characters? I think it's really hard to rate which is better because the movie practically has the same characters. Anna and Tess only add to their previously beloved characters. Harper and Lily are fun, not earth-shattering because the plot mainly focuses around them and Anna and Tess's body. That leaves us with the side characters. Let's start with the fiancés first. I personally like Eric better than Ryan, but I could see how people could still like Ryan more. Eric to me is just a more fleshed out character. He has more screen time than Ryan did in the first movie, and he wears his emotions differently, which probably resonates with me more. He's not afraid to show his sadness or open up about his wife. He shows a love for Anna's character that Ryan does show for Tess, but it's not as cheesy.
Yeah. Would you like some cheese?
I kind of like the cheese. To me, the immigration scene is perfect. Plus, I'm going to be a little biased. I love Manny Jacinto as an actor. I think Mark Harmon is amazing too, don't get me wrong, but he hasn't been in as many shows that I love. Other side characters like Jake, as I stated earlier, are improved in the sequel. I could really care less for the therapist scenes in the first film with Eric, Evan, whatever his name was. Ello, the musician in this movie, has some pretty cringe-worthy scenes, but I still think the workplace scenes are better than the first movie. I think the one major flaw in the characters, which is my major flaw of the movie, is the fortune teller. I hate how the switch happens in Freakier Friday. I hate the scene at Starbucks. I think it was all enforced unfunny comedy, and it's terrible. The Chinese restaurant characters are way better. The scene is better in the first because the fortune teller is so terrible. For characters, we'll say the movie's tied, or give the slight edge to Freakier Friday. I don't think either movie has a perfect conclusion, but upon my rewatch of Freakier Friday, I realized the movie just kind of ends. I think there's obviously some closure with the talk about Anna and Tess's body, gives the big speech that ultimately switches them back. There's emotion in these scenes, but I don't know how well the characters actually grappled with the different lives. I don't know if Anna in Tess's body really learned that big of a lesson in the end. Everything she has done up to that point made her mother's life worse. I guess because she saw her mother change her heart that she ultimately makes the change, but I don't think it was as altering as in Freakier Friday. In Freakier Friday, Lily has to see her dad call off the wedding and completely melt down in the street. At the same time, Harper has to watch her mother lose a man she was hoping to spend the rest of her life with. The breakdowns of these are huge and work really well. The resolution between Lily and her father works well, but the overall resolution of their relationship doesn't quite make sense. It all happens during a rock concert and Eric just kind of shrugs the whole thing off. It just doesn't match what he was saying in the restaurant. Regardless, the payoff is better in Freakier Friday. In the end, Freakier Friday's conclusion is sloppy, but to me it has a better emotional payoff than its predecessor. At the end of the day, Freakier Friday does not exist without its predecessor, and though I may believe it is a better movie in most regards, it does play into the modern nostalgia beat. It would be impossible to judge the movies completely separate because they do build off each other even if it is very little. I will be curious to go back and watch Freakier Friday when it comes out on Disney Plus again to see if my review of it has changed. Overall, I was happy that I didn't completely waste my money, and that even for a little bit I was able to turn my brain off. Neither of these movies are Oscar winners or would it be in my top 100 favorite movies of all time, but they did make me chuckle a little bit, made me take a trip down memory lane, and made me think, maybe not all sequels are terrible. Thanks for watching this video. If you made it all the way to the end, leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to be a part of Adaptation Nation. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.